Hello and welcome back to today's installment of A Diary of a Diva into Shadow and Delight. I pledged myself that I would upload something every day for August, inspired in large part by Fairy's August 30-day challenge, which I am not really in a position to feel that it's a wise investment to pay to do, but did feel that it was like, it is already what I was feeling pulled to in my soul to do a post everyday thing. And to show up, whatever is going on. And I didn't do yesterday. No, but actually, like I noticed it this morning. I was like, oh shit, I didn't actually put up anything yesterday. I had videos that I could put up, but I didn't do it. And so that was an opportunity to be with feelings of shame and guilt and doubt. And right now, I'm having doubt that the audio will be very good. I'm tempted to go get my headphones. But you know what? Part of this whole experiment is just doing it shitty. Let's move a little closer. Come on in. Let's hang out. I found this precious little 22 karat gold teacup at the thrift store today. And I went on a town run. There's a thrift store in town that has 50% off for the whole first week every month. And Thrift Shop Cancer Aid, I believe is the name. Cancer Thrift is how it is in my brain, but that's not quite right. And they had this gorgeous little golden tea set. And so for $20, I walked away with it. And I do feel that that was an investment because it is very precious. And I do so cherish having really precious things and tiny things. Yeah. So yesterday I had a nap, and I almost never have a nap. It is so unusual for me to have a nap. This a little bit more centered. Now it feels too close. I feel like I'm. Oh, okay, it's great. Love it. Okay, now it's perfect. Now it's perfect. I just needed to make a silly face about it. Yeah. Yesterday morning, I took the rattlesnake that showed up on Sunday early evening next to my north door, I will call it. There isn't really a clear front door. The one that feels the most like a front door aesthetically and vibe-wise, and where it leads into is like far from the entrance area. So, but anyway, the north door, yeah, there was a rattlesnake like 10 feet from there. And this one was angry. There was one 8 days before that that first encountered near the driveway, and I told it, "You are not welcome, um, but this is, you know, go anywhere besides the house. We'll leave you alone. Don't fuck with us. We won't fuck with you." And then it showed up really close to the puppy pen. And um, then this rattlesnake 2 days ago um, was a different one, because that first one was relocated already. I think it was a different one anyway. It seemed a little smaller, and also this one had like black and white stripes at the tail that I don't remember seeing on the first one. But yeah, so Larry, my partner, my life partner, and I together wrangled this second one. I got the first one by myself, but then he took it away because I was like, that is all my nervous system can do. I did the brave thing. I put it in the bucket. I reinforced the bucket. I, protected everybody in the moment, but I can't deal with it now. Like, I just need some time to integrate what happened. And he contacted some people and then found out about taking them away. And we're recovering citiettes, so we didn't really know what to do. I just knew that a deadly predator wasn't allowed to be so close to my children or me, to be fair. Like, you are a deadly predator, whether or not you are trying to kill me. You're not. No, that's just a hard no for me. I do have boundaries these days, and I will enforce them. And the first one was pretty chill. Like, as utterly terrified as I was of it, it really wasn't threatening or like didn't rattle at me at all. Panda, you're messing up the cord. But the second one, it was angry. It was very vocal and otherwise auditory in its disapproval of the situation it found itself in, being barked at by dogs, and then me trying to figure out how to get it to what to do with it, because I felt like it was more likely to strike at me in the angry pose that it was doing, and it was still warm out, etc. And so I was trying to figure out what to do, and then it went under my car, and that was a kind of like a last straw for me. And I hopped in the car and I ran that sucker over, because you don't do that. No. Like, no. This is not, no. You are a deadly predator, and you are really close to my home and my children. And it didn't die. So then we still had to figure out what to do with it. And Larry was coming over for dinner anyway. And so we worked together on capturing it and putting it in a very large bin with a very tight sealing lid that I then double reinforced with another large bin, and put a cinder block on top of and ratchet strapped down, because I'm not fucking around. Like, again, I have no beef with rattlesnakes, but you cannot be near my home and my children. And then I spent a lot of the rest of that night sitting with the reality that the universe does not seem to be willing to let me kill anymore, and that I didn't really feel good about trying to kill anymore, even for a deadly predator that was super close to my home and my children. And by children, I mean the 3 adults and 3 very young, like just over 8 weeks old puppies that are in my care, that I'm responsible for, that I love, that that I care for and am responsible for. And that, like, need to be able to go outside, right? Like, unlike if it was human children where I could just be like, we're not going to go outside, but also, like, let's not do that, you know? And also, I can't reason with the dogs and say, like, this is not a squirrel. I understand that it looks like an interesting thing to play with, but it is not. So don't agitate it. Don't try to, like, like, this thing could fucking kill you. Which, again, don't be near my home and my children. Are we going somewhere with all this? I suppose yes. So I dealt with it. And I'm glad that I did. But I'm not glad that I dealt with it first violently. Like, part of what I was so proud of with the first one, it's like a second violently. And I did try multiple different things with this one. Like, yeah, I didn't want to pitchfork it and put it into a bucket the way that I did with the first one because it was being so angry that I felt like it was more likely to be erratic and strike at me. And what I realized in hindsight was I am, oh God, it's so hard to say this out loud because I want to think that I'm so strong and so brave. And I am in a lot of ways. But I was fucking terrified. Absolutely terrified. So scared. So scared. And the first time I just dealt with it anyway. Even though I was so scared. I just dealt with it. And then I collapsed. Then I didn't collapse. But then I rested, shall we say. Then I rested. And I was so scared with this one too. And I didn't feel like I could do what I did with the first one because it was behaving differently. It was not just chill but refusing to leave the vicinity. It was angry and refusing to leave the vicinity. It felt threatened, is what I can see now looking back at that. Like, of course it was angry. There were 3 grown dogs, like, standing around it, barking at it. That would be frustrating for anybody. And to be fair, anger is an appropriate response. Oh, Conda, come here, you. Come here, you. I want to hold you. Come here, little girl. You're being so nice sitting. I really like it when you sit. This is Conda. Nope, no, not the paws. Nope, we're going to do chill time. Chill time. Hi. So anyway, so I responded to the situation with fear and with my own anger. And then I tried to run it over and kill it. I wanted to kill it. And I'm just going to name that. And I've thought about, like, I don't hesitate to kill mosquitoes. And I think that's really the only creature that I kill on a regular. I feel like I should turn this down again so you can see. Okay, okay, okay. Calma, calma. Calma, calma. Okay, okay. This is one of the 3 puppies that are left from the litter of 6, born on June 6th. Okay. And one of the reasons that I'm so extra, extra, super duper protective of the space right now, because these little ones, even less than the adults, are able to, here, have a bone about it. Have a bone. Good girl. To discern. They don't have discernment, and they don't have a good sense of boundaries yet. And they can't protect themselves. And they're a little too big, most of them, for a rattlesnake to eat. At least this kind of rattlesnake, Western Pacific, North Pacific rattlesnake. I looked up different kinds, and there's only one in this area. Anyway, I took it by myself eventually, and released it from its very reinforced protective for it and for us container. And I drove a ways away, a little over 5 miles. Side note, I got in the car and I looked at the trip odometer. I always reset it when I fill gas to see what the odometer was at getting in, so that I knew that I would be over 5 miles. And my my odometer when I got in was 61.6. So I was like, okay, so if I go 5 miles, I will be at 66.6. What? What? I ended up needing to go a little further than that to find a turnout, but that was pretty funny to me. I think I ended up going about 5.5 miles. So change. And that was yesterday. And I did that, and then I came home and I finished doing the rest of my chores, the things that needed to be done for the day. And then I fell asleep. And I'm not kidding, y'all. Like, I almost need to be deathly ill to actually sleep in the middle of the day, historically. Hey, not the nails. Chew this. Thank you. No fingers. You got a bone right here. So I was surprised. I was tired and I decided to lay down, just be reclining for a little while. And I did not think I was going to fall asleep, but I did. And I slept for like 3 hours, and a little more than like 3.5 hours, which is also weird because usually when I fall asleep in the middle of the day, I sleep 6 to 8 hours and wake up and it's, time to start winding down for bed in traditional terms. I'm gonna wait for this car to pass. You're a cute girl. What are you trying to do? You wanna be on camera? Come here. Makanda. Rabi Papa. Oh, Kanda, yes. Her name is a combination of her grandma and her papa, who she looks like. which is why she's Makanda forever. Okay. Yeah. When I took the snake to release him, or her, I also brought, there was one, the house that I live in, it came with roses. The house that I own, that I co-own. It's so crazy to say. It came with some roses, rose bushes, old ones, that the family who built this house put in. And I like roses, but I'm not like nuts about them. So I don't know a lot about how to care for them, and I haven't done a ton of care for them. I'm learning to deadhead. Anyway, let's not sidetrack. ADHD brain. But anyway, there's these roses here. And this year, one yellow rose bloomed. Only one. And so I collected that. And I took 5 of the petals from that. And some chocolate, some tobacco, some obsidian. I think that's it. I poured no libation, some water. I did pour a libation, a water, or some water from my water bottle. I made a little altar before I let the snake out, and I said a little prayer, like just apologies. I'd already been apologizing through the night. Like, I recognized that it was really fucked up that I ran you over, and I get why you would have been acting the way that you were acting once you were over close to the house. And please spread the word to your kin that don't come near my fucking house. Like, this is my token of friendship to you. I now have you trapped in a bucket, and I'm not going to try to kill you now, right? Like, I'm not going to try to run you over again. I'm not going to try to chop your head off. I'm not going to try to shoot you. But don't come near my fucking house. Don't come near my fucking children. That's not okay. It's not okay. And here is my offering of friendship. I will let you go, even though you did come near my house and my children. Even though you were angry near my house and my children, even though you could kill my children. I will let you go. I will bring you somewhere that it is safe for you to be, and I will let you go here, and I will invite you to please not come back. And don't hurt anybody, you know? I mean, but then I've been thinking about it throughout today. And like, killing is complex. And like, rattlesnakes kill all the time. Like, that's literally how they live. So why do I feel so much guilt about maybe like about even attempting to have killed it, right? Like, this literally deadly predator that kills things all the time so that it lives. Then I tried to kill it because it was violating my boundaries, and then I have guilt about that. Should I? I don't know. I know that it's very clear to me that the universe is not going to let me kill, at least not easily again. Like, it's just not on the table. That's becoming increasingly apparent, even if I might be able to logically justify why I should be able to. But as far as holding the guilt about having made the attempt, guilt can be really useful to help us see where we might be making mistakes. And I am really interested in investigating both my shadow and my light. So, you know, let's look at it is kind of where I'm at. But is this a guilt that I actually feel, or is this like a social programming? Wiggle butt, wiggle butt, wiggle butt. She said, Mama, you can't let me die. I can't let you die. I can't let you die. You're right. I can't. I mean, I could, but why would I? Not with the pause. Not with the pause. No. Okay, okay. You need to go down. You too much wiggle butt for me right now, okay? Wiggle butt, wiggle butt, wiggle butt. Okay, say goodnight. Good night. Oh. Okay, down you go. It's warm. I have the fan off so that we're not having any noises. Anyway, I guess I'm just kind of pondering all this and thinking about it and thinking about like like what is mine to hold and what things am I maybe holding that aren't mine. Oh, kinda, that was a stinky fart. Girl, the baby farts are so much worse than the adult farts, actually. I don't know. What are you eating? Never mind. I know what you're eating. I'm just pondering all this. I'm curious, I suppose. I know we're not supposed to talk about, we're not supposed to talk about death, right? Like there's all these stigmas against talking about death. And then there's even more than that for talking about murder. And I do think it's fair to say, like, murder in self-defense could maybe be like another way to frame that. But I do think it's fair to call it murder, like the willful taking of another's life. I have noticed that I am willing and able to entertain and even act upon the willful taking of another's life if I feel that it is threatening me or my family in a life-threatening way, right? Like, this isn't something that I jump to because like, I wouldn't shoot somebody who came to my house that I didn't know or something like that. You know what I mean? But like, I mean, I wouldn't shoot anybody because I don't have a gun. But hypothetically, I think there's a lot of killings in the world that I haven't understood. That when I think about them as in some way, I think this might just be kind of a prerequisite that in some way our life feels threatened, and therefore we are willing to take the other's life instead of feeling threatened for our own life. And I am noticing for myself, and I suspect that it is true for others as well, that sometimes I feel that my life is threatened more strongly than I need to. Than what is actually reality, you know? but I'm still redefining like I'm still undoing all my people pleasing. I'm still like excavating my shadow. I'm still exploring like what is the line? Like, where do we draw the line, you know? What is the boundary between right and wrong? How do we decide these things? Because it's nuanced. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that I am curious to hear anyone who's explored these things. What have you found? What do you see? What do you think about? Yeah. I feel perfectly willing myself to threaten my own life consensually, with agency, via means such as the inhalation of tobacco divinorum. No, sativa divinorum. I like sativa. I'm not going to try to pretend that I'm good at biology right now. Tobacco. Everyone tells me it's going to kill me. Not everybody, but you know what I mean. But I'm making that choice for myself. And there's something about having agency in the process that feels important to me. Maybe that's my Aries North Node talking. I'm like, I decide. I decide. How do you decide? What is it? What does it feel like to you? Where's the boundary? And how do you balance yourself when you go through something that shakes your nervous system? Maybe I'll be able to nap more often. I don't always go shopping after trauma, by the way. I think the last time I left the property was, well, I left the property on Saturday to take the dogs, the puppies. They have found the best homes, by the way. Good homes, solid homes. 3 of them went to I feel really good about it. And I traded contacts with the people, so I'm excited that we can, stay in touch. And as they're willing, with kids, I was praying that it would be somewhere with kids. It was. I was so far behind on my communications, too, with people that I love. But I'm showing up to my immediate commitments, and I feel proud of that. And I'm taking care of myself, not in a, super coddly, indulgent way, but just in, this has been a lot. Oh, the other thing that happened was, today is my divorce day. I forget if I said that already. I'm officially divorced, and that is a little bit of a load off of my mind, and I now have no more paperwork to do, which is, wow, so great. I was going to tell a story, but I think I'm going to myself because it was, yeah, it's my own magic and it's not for the internet. I need to remember that as much as this is an intimate chat, um, I have to remember boundaries and that I don't have control over what energies come across this. Um, and I've already pushed the boundaries of what is appropriate to share on the internet. You're not supposed to talk about these things. And there will be some people who are horrified by what I've shared already. They're gone by now. They've definitely clicked off at this point. I'm listening to my intuition, to spirit. That's what I fucked up with the snake. I did not slow the fuck down. I went immediately into crisis response mode. And crisis response mode has a place, and I'm very practiced, I will say, maybe not very good, but very practiced in crisis response mode. I have a lot of survival instincts. But the thing that I am learning to embrace and embody is that we aren't just surviving anymore. That's not the thing. Now, we thrive. That's the thing. Now, we step into our power, not to take power over, but to take power within, for ourselves, with agency, with purpose, and with kindness, but not with gullibility, not with step all over me. I'm thinking of Proud Boys and Don't Tread on Me and all of the many feelings that I have for that. And some looking in the mirror that's needed because I have some of that too. And the problem is not the instinct to protect. The problem is, how do we do it? Because I'll tell you that getting the snake into the bucket, Larry had the idea to create an alternate cave for it with a box. We had a really long box that our scythes came in to cut grass because I have scythes now. I'm not great at using it still, but I'll get there. I don't like using the weed whip. It just feels awful in my body, and I resist doing it. So I'm like, great scythe, let's do that. Anyway, side note, that's not relevant. What were we saying? Right. The way to approach. Larry had this great idea. There was this long box, and we used that to create an alternate cave for the snake to go into. And then once it was in there, we could pick it up. The snake's at the bottom of the box. The box is probably like 8 feet long, way out of striking distance for the snake to get out of it. Then we tipped the box into the barrel and enclosed it. And then secured it and secured it and secured it. And then I took it away and released it. Mm. And I found 3 bones at the spot that I chose to stop to release it, which felt to me like a really nice, like a really nice continuation of the story, I guess. Anyway, oh, and the number on the odometer when I stopped this, right, it added up to 13, which is the death card. Um, change. I am changing from somebody who jumps to murder when I feel threatened into somebody who can um, catch and release. Or just let go. Just say, no, you don't get to be here. Like, you come to my space and you threaten, you just can't be here. But I don't have to kill you about it. I don't have to slander you. I don't need to try to destroy you. I am already learning to do that in my human relationships. I have had this divorce and my mother that were deaths, right? People that made it apparent with their choices and actions that they were not safe people to be in my energy. And catch and release. Just, you are invited to leave. And without bitterness and without aggression, just no. Just a no. Peaceful. Calm. No. Eventually, Prana took me, the husband, it took me a little bit. I was pretty angry for a little bit. That was the first one. 6 months and 2 days ago, which adds up to an 8, which is a nice number as well. Anyway, I feel like I've lost the thread. The TLDR is everyone is safe. Everyone survived. Maybe we can all thrive. Maybe there's a better way to do it. Maybe there's a softer way. And maybe nobody needs to die. Maybe everyone can get some and be safe. I don't think everybody can be safe in this world, but we can try for it. And car coming, I can hear it. I love that I live somewhere that a single car approaching is notable. And by approaching, I just mean passing on the road that's 100 yards that way. If you are still here, will you please put a skull emoji in the comments? Because this is absurd, but I do think this wasn't just a ramble. This was an invitation to shared processing around how we engage with death and what we can do with it and about it. And how we can show up with our lives. So there might be somebody who listens to the end. I'm not going to feel bad about posting it no matter how long it is, because I don't think it's a waste of internet space. Which way are they coming? This way or that way? I really do love that I can tell a car approaching from probably a few miles away because it's so rare. What a blessing. What a blessing. I would not be who I am right now without this experience of quiet. I would just stay in murderer state. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know, because I didn't live that timeline. I lived this one, and it was hard, and it still is, and there's all kinds of joys and challenges, and that's because I love it, and love comes with joys and challenges, and because I love it, I keep showing up with and for it, in spite of the challenges, and with the joys, and learning to be more and more present with the joys, and to make sure that I protect my peace so that I can be present with the joys, because I am really tired of being someone who dissociates all the time. Loosen up your neck, now roll out your spine. Dance out all your kinks, how you need, and let your little light shine. If you could hear that, that's Panda on the accompaniment, my sweet boy. And with that, I bid you a very wonderful rest of your day, night, week, month, year, until we meet again. And I hope this extra long one has made up for the none of you who were sitting on the edge of your seat for the next episode to drop. But we're showing up for ourselves, not approval. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. We are showing up for ourselves and not for approval. It's not about the subscribers you have. It's not about the number of likes that you get. It's about doing what you know you have to do. Being who you know you have to be. Before anyone approves of it or proves to you that you're worthy right now. Okay. Bye.